All right, so thank you, Parexel and SCRS, for inviting us to this symposium. We're very excited, and we have the unique opportunity to actually bring a patient live to you today to talk about his experience with a hybrid virtual trial model. But before we get to that, I wanted to just go over, they talked about a lot of the different technologies that enable decentralized or virtual trials. Our particular area of expertise is telemedicine. So we'll start with, what is the definition of telemedicine? It is a high-level, technology-enabled health and care management and delivery systems that extend capacity and access. So what does that mean? And what we've put here on the slide are basically four different buckets of features that a telemedicine platform can provide. The first and most commonly known is the live video consultation. And this, as Ada mentioned, this is important. It's in a secure environment. So unlike a Skype or a FaceTime call, it's within an environment that is HIPAA or GDPR compliant so that patient privacy is protected. And that's what we're going to be using today. The second feature on here, store and forward. This allows, for example, a screenshot or a video clip to be taken and sent so that the care provider, the physician, can render a diagnosis. And then the other two, just to go through, remote patient monitoring and mobile health. These are the categories where your wearables or your ePro would be found. So if we can go to the next slide, please. VirTrial, our team has a unique background in that we have actually spent our careers at the sites. And so we do really believe in this hybrid, decentralized approach as being best for both patients and sites. It maintains that human element first and foremost, and then allows technology to make the trial more flexible and reduce patient burden. So what does it look like? This is an actual, can we go to the next slide, please? Perfect. Don't try to read it, it's very small, but this is an actual schedule of events from a spinal cord injury study that we are conducting. And basically, the sponsor called us and asked us, we have patients with mobility issues that live far away from the study site. We have this protocol. How can we make this more flexible and help our patients participate? So we took a look at it. There's 13 in-clinic visits, and 10 of those require infusion therapy, so way too complex to do, right, in a hybrid decentralized approach. No, my sidekick here is very creative, and actually we took a look at the protocol and said, okay, where can we be flexible and couple with home health nurse, use the telemedicine platform to enable those visits to be done in the home. So we actually took 8 out of the 13 visits, and they're being done in the home. And basically, a home health nurse comes to the home, and we use our telemedicine platform so that the PI and coordinator at the site can view that visit. The physician can conduct a physical exam, those things that he or she can assess, and then in collaboration with the home health nurse, who will then give the infusion therapy. So what we'd like to do now is, we showed this particular schedule of events because we have our first enrolled patient in this study that is here to actually speak to you live today and talk about how technology in this hybrid decentralized trial approach has enabled him access to a therapy he would not otherwise have had. So if we can switch the feed, please.
So I'd like to introduce you to Tin. And he is going to tell us a little bit about how technology has made the difference in allowing him to participate in this trial. So, Tin, you're up.
Hi, my name is Tin. A little backstory about myself. I was injured with a C5 spinal cord injury while I was in Miami. I had fallen off a boat, landed head first, and fractured my C5 and my C6. Because of the problem with mobility, I have trouble traveling long distances, especially riding in a car. And like I said, that I live in Dallas area, and where I'm getting treatment is in Houston. So it's probably about a 4.5 hour drive, which is pretty difficult for someone in a wheelchair and having to, ride the rough roads. Every time I have to go down treatment. Well, with VirTrial, they gave me a chance to, be able to get my treatment here in Dallas while virtually conferencing with my sponsor down in Houston. So by giving me that, it helped a lot with, not having to travel. And, if it wasn't for VirTrial, I might not have even done this trial just because of the, with my traveling issues. And also I have to find somebody to drive me down there. I can't currently drive at all. So,
To take off work to
yeah,
take you.
she has to take off work, which is tough. And with all those issues, as many trips as I have to make down in Houston, you kind of run out of PTO and sick time. And because he's the main insurance provider for me, I can't take the chance of her losing her job. So it's kind of one of those things that is, I had to look for other realms of or ways of doing this trial.
Great, thanks so much, Tin. So this is an example of the VirTrial virtual care medicine. Yes, they're clapping for you. So pretty easy to use. You're just connected on your Surface.
Exceptionally easily. I was able to log in probably no less than a minute, at most 2 minutes. You answer 3 questions, and then you're sitting in the waiting room waiting for the other end. As soon as they log in, it's almost instantaneous. So I didn't have issues doing it the first time. Even when I didn't go through the face-to-face lessons that everyone else did, I just popped on and was able to do it in a matter of seconds. So it was super easy.
Yep. Awesome. And just a reminder, this is really what it's about. We all talk about the patient and patient centricity, but I think just hearing it from Tin and his experience that he would not be able to get this treatment without the capability of the telemedicine visits, I think is powerful. So I think we should give him another hand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tin. Okay, I'm gonna let you go now then. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Okay. Glad that everyone was able to experience this. As Kim said, this is what it's all about, right? It's easy to get at these conferences and get lost in the information, but we're here for the patients, and it really brings it back to home. So thank you from VirTrial, and we'll invite the next speakers onto stage.